Greetings, viewers, and welcome to another episode of The Collection Crib. I am your host, Tylercloud. Now, recently I was going to do a review of the 2022 Revolver's Beatles album, remixed by Giles Martin. And when I was working on it, I wasn't really too happy with the episode. But after reading an article in the internet, I discovered something that I failed to look at when I looked at the album. The Beatles Revolver 2022 exclusive bundle that is released by Target has a typo. And if you look on the side here, the Beatles Revolver exclusive bundle vinyl t-shirt, the word revolver says revolver. Now that's weird. I didn't even think to look at that, and even if I did, I don't know, it didn't click. I was just so focused on, getting inside the package that I just, didn't really care to see all the contents or the words that are misspelled or whatever. I mean, that wasn't on my mind. See, look at that. Revolver, and on the other side, revolver. That's kind of weird. How did they miss that? How was this such a rushed project that they failed to, correctly spell the album cover on the side? Like, oh, they got Beatles right. They got exclusive right. But revolver? What the hell does that mean? So today on this episode, I'm going to show the local Target that I went to that I picked up this album from. And I'm going to see if they have any more of those Revolver exclusive bundle boxes. Just to see if they're still available. Because I got this on the day it came out, which was October 28th, I believe. And like I said, the album is amazing. If you haven't heard this yet, go pick it up. There's a bigger box set that has all the outtakes and the book that comes with it. It was a little bit out of my price range, but that's why I was able to pick up this, the t-shirt exclusive bundle at Target. But like I said, I failed to really connect the dots in my head. Oh, that's misspelled. Like, what the hell? But I'm going to go to Target, and I'm going to see if they are still available. And if not, tough luck. But if they are still there, go ahead and try to pick it up because, we all know, or if you don't know, the Beatles do have somewhat of a history of their albums and their 45s being misprinted. So this is just the latest in their albums being misprinted. Revolver. What the hell is that? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to head to my local Target where I've pretty much found most of my findings on this channel. And I'm going to go see if that album still has that misprint.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright viewers, here I am at my local Target and we're going to see if the Beatles Revolver has been changed or not. So here we are, we got all the albums all lined up. And they even got the Let It Be one. Not exactly a big fan of Let It Be, but let's just see if Revolver has been changed or not. So like I said, well maybe I didn't say, but the main title is the same. But let's see if the sides are not. And it is not. Revolver. I checked a couple others. There are a few others in here, and they still have that typo. My goodness. How did they miss this? Do they know that Revolver has two V's in it, for God's sake? Well, I don't know how they could have missed it, but like I said, if you really want to find that missed typo, get it while you can, because I don't know if Target's gonna recall them or whatever, but I think it's definitely worth picking up for sure, not only for the t-shirt and the remix, but definitely for that typo. People like typo and all sorts of stuff, so yeah, look at that. There's another one. Yeah, no extra V in Revolver. It's Revolver. What the heck?
A few minutes later.
Welcome back, viewers, and we're back at the Collection Crib, and I just picked up the unopened Revolver album. Definitely my favorite album from the Beatles, and probably even more collectible now because of that typo, Revolver. My goodness, how did they miss this? The Let It Be album that I saw at Target didn't have any typos, or any other album that had the exclusive bundle to it, so it's like, they really just wanted to get Revolver out the door, and they just, they didn't check for everything. I mean, who knows? There could be a typo on one of the songs. I mean, who knows? I don't think there is, but you may never know now because who knows? The album is amazing. I listened to it, and it is fantastic. Let me put the new one down, and let me bring out the version that I bought originally on the day of its launch. I'm going to take it out here. There we go, the Beatles. And there's actually a couple differences on the covers. If you look closely enough, like, let's see. Like, a look at George Harrison's eyes, they're a lot more penciled in than, let's say, the original American pressing. Let me see if I can bring them two together. Yeah, look at that. George Harrison, that light. Let me see if I can turn off the light, just so I can give you guys a better viewing without the glare. I think that should be better. Okay, let's see. Yeah, look at that. George Harrison's eyes are a lot darker in the remix version than the American pressing copy. And even John Lennon's eyes are a lot darker, like penciled in, than the American copy. And of course, the American copy that came out in 1966 in the month of August was missing 3 tracks. It was missing Dr. Robert, And Your Bird Can Sing, and I'm Only Sleeping, which is, inexcusable, because those songs really represent Revolver perfectly. It was released by Capitol Records. And the remastered, which is the a perfect, well, not perfect, but this was the version that Britain got by EMI. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stand these up perfectly. There we go. It was released by EMI back in '66, and these have all the songs as well. And of course, you got the Beatles in the back chatting, doing their thing, talking about the next song for Revolver. Who knows? But even the remastered has a little bit of differences on the cover. Like I said, the eyeballs just kind of give the biggest kind of difference there. Look at George's eyes, like, good lord, like looks like someone took a pencil in the the remix version and just penciled him in. Look at Ringo's. Looks like Ringo's getting high in the remix version over there next to the remastered. Good lord. And of course, Paul's face I always thought was my favorite just because of the direction he was looking at. I don't know. I just kind of like it. I like his picture there. Kind of reminds me of the Forever Changes album by Love. Just kind of that direction of where the guitarist is looking. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool shot. But Revolver is my favorite Beatles album, or original album. Not including Greatest Hits or Number One or anything like that. But I love Revolver. It was just such an amazing record. I mean, this is really like all 4 Beatles doing their best, not only as a band, but individually. And that's what I love about Revolver. It just has everything you can ask for in an album, not just like the whole like circus act in Sgt. Pepper, or kind of that Final Farewell and Let It Be or Abbey Road. But really, Revolver was just the real turning point of the band, and from beginning to end, the album is just fantastic. Like, words just can't express how I feel about this album. I think it is the greatest album ever made, and it's just magnificent. George Harrison had a lot more songs on here than he did in his previous albums with the Beatles. John and Paul McCartney are at their best. John Lennon and Paul McCartney really have really stepped up their game. And Ringo Starr, of course, Even in the 2022 remixed version, Ringo's drumming is amazing. Like, you can hear it, like, spot on. It is fantastic of how really much drumming that you can hear. Like, sometimes you can kind of hear it in the background, but really, they bring it full force in the remixed. And since I'm not going to cover the songs just because of rights issues, and, I don't want to get my video flagged or anything, pick up the album. It is amazing. Amazing sound. There's a couple little moments here and there where I'm like, I don't like that sound or whatever, and it's even cool. I even just discovered that Brian Jones played, of all things, an ocarina in Yellow Submarine. Kind of get some Zelda jokes in there, but they could have Link playing the ocarina in Yellow Submarine. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the best album by the Beatles in my view. And like I said, originally I wasn't going to do the episode because when I was doing footage of this, I wasn't too happy with it. But now that I found, well, I didn't find it, but discovering the typo in an article that I read online, I definitely had to do this episode, because this is not the only typo that the Beatles have had in their lifetime. I mean, there's been 45s where it's been like Lennon P. McCarkey or something like that. Something strange. Maybe I'll do the review on that someday if I can bring them up. But this is just an interesting discovery that in our modern day there is actually a typo in a remastered or re-released version, remixed of the Beatles. So, ladies and gentlemen, an amazing discovery, and this version I'm going to keep in my collection until, somebody really wants to pay a good price for it. They're still at Target. Like I said, when we went to the store, there were a few that still had that typo, so I would say definitely pick one up if you can, because who knows? They might be gone. And this one is definitely one to pick up. Like I said, my favorite Beatle album, can't beat it. Sgt. Pepper, Abbey Road, I wouldn't say forget about it, of course, but Revolver is really where it all started. Rubber Soul may have, planted the seeds of that, but Revolver was the true flower that bloomed into the future of where the Beatles were going in terms of their sound and their writing style. And like I said, the music is great. A couple nitpicks, I'd say, maybe like the opening of Tomorrow Never Knows, like when you hear that bird call, it's kind of quiet. When you listen to it, you'll know. And like I said, I don't want to play the actual tracks just to avoid any copyright stuff or flagging. But all the songs are here and no typos. I just can't wait for everybody to enjoy this record as much as I have. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day listening to it. And what else can you say? Guys, whoever made these, I think it was in Canada, I believe, when I opened up the original album. I believe it was in, I think they manufactured it in Canada, so, hey, you Canadians, fix up your typos. It's not Revolver, it's Revolver. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude it for my Beatles episode. If it wasn't for that typo, I probably wouldn't have done this episode, so thank you guys for manufacturing the typo, and I will see you all next time.